Hey guys, it's Lynx, and you are watching Lynx TV. So today on Lynx TV, I'm bringing you episode 38 of Qore.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 38 of Qore, presented by the PlayStation Network. I'm your host, Veronica Belmont. The shifting sands, the warm sun on your back, mysterious strangers appearing as though they were mirages. This is the stuff of dreams and the fabric of the new visual stunner, Journey. Known for titles like Flower and Flow, that game company once again straddles the line between art and game like no other. If you've spent any time on the PlayStation, it's likely you've played one of the massively popular titles from this guy, Ted Price. Join us as Ted takes us inside Insomniac Games for an exclusive sneak peek at the huge sequels, Rachet and Clank All for One, and Reistance 3. Captain America comes to the big screen this summer, and along with it comes a video game packed with the same high-flying action.
I don't have a shot. Get her, Cap. Consider it done.
Shield bash those Hydra henchmen, and do it for your country. Speaking of butt-kicking, in No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise, you'll step into the shoes of Travis Touchdown.
You can take that to your grave.
Use the PlayStation Move to battle other assassins to become the best killer around. Sweet katana, dude.
It's game time.
And this being a very hero-centric episode, Audrey has her top picks for superhuman stories out on Blu-ray.
Attention geeks, July is our month. Comic-Con is here, and we're highlighting the best of the best superheroes on Blu-ray.
All this and more in episode 38 of Qore, presented by the PlayStation Network.
Today on Lynx TV, we have some gameplay of a new game called Journey. We got Captain America game, we got some Reistance and some Ratchet and Clank All for One gameplay, some Blu-ray highlights, some samples of PlayStation Magazine, and some downloads that they gave me for free. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Imagine an endless desert with dunes shaped by the winds. You're an explorer, identified only by folds of colorful fabric, making you like the other wanderers you meet on the sand. In Journey, the new downloadable title from developer That Game Company, you embark on an odyssey across the desert and over the horizon. And for company co-founders Kelly Santiago and Genova Chen, Journey is about more than just getting there. It's the adventure throughout the trek.
As the player, you kind of just wake up in this world, and part of the game is about discovering who you are and why you're there. And then along the way, you can encounter other characters that look just like you, who are strangers that are playing the game as well on their own journeys.
The objective of the game, well, certainly is to get to the end. Like the title stated, every journey is about the journey. It's about the process. It's about everything that happens on the way towards the end.
The textures in this vibrant world were developed with different textiles.
In the world of Journey, cloth has this life force to it. It's sort of the only living thing in this desert environment, and you're made of cloth, and then as you encounter other cloth, including another player, you become lighter and can float or soar in some instances. So the process of going across this landscape is about traversing in different ways.
While you're typically isolated, Journey is actually a multiplayer game. You might find other Fabric Wanderers.
In the background of the game, which it can't be seen by the player, the game is looking for other players who are online and maybe somewhat close to you in the world. Then you will be automatically connected and you'll discover them within the world itself. But if you decide that you want to meet someone else or you just want to journey on your own from that point, you simply walk away from them in the game space and you will be disconnected from them, and then you will have an opportunity to encounter someone else.
The game doesn't have any chatting or voice chat because we felt that would take the player away from the actual game into some kind of semi-real world mixed with the virtual space. And we want to have a very pure, immersive virtual world. I think that will actually help them to be immersed in that space. We kind of want to remove the unnecessary human interactions, like, hi, I'm elite, you suck.
Even without language, there are ways to communicate.
They don't speak, the character, they are not human, but they can make noises, so they can inform the other player where they are. Oh, hey, maybe come over here, or maybe follow me, all through very simple vocal interactions. And then the player interacts with each other through pure choices and action.
Your interactions with other players can feel otherworldly, just like the scenery and landscapes.
TGC has always been interested in creating a beautiful landscape or a world for the player to go to explore. In Flow, we have already explored aquatic setting. For Flower, we've done nature, grass fields and flower fields and cities. So there is really very little space left for us to explore, and so we thought desert will be a world that we have never seen before, and that could be really cool. And when we work on our game, we like to focus on our technology. In Flow, it's the fluid simulation. In Flower, it's the grass simulation. And now we're working on the sand and dune simulation. That will set us apart from all the other games, because usually people don't spend a lot of tech on the background.
The perfectionists at that game company even took this level of detail to the cloth, testing its behavior in the wind so they knew they'd get it right. They want the immersive settings to help players connect on a human level.
We really are trying to design everything towards a feeling or an emotion or some idea that we're trying to communicate through the experience. And every single decision about the experience, including the visuals and audio and gameplay, are all trying to feed towards that common emotion.
All you really need to know about Journey is in the title.
The game is about exploring the world and discovering what's happened there and why you're there and what your purpose is.
I would say, playing Journey is more about really experiencing the process. And because it is an online game and really having the opportunity to play with different players, I think that's also what is the most exciting part for this game.
So, relax. Find a quiet moment to bond with the cloth creatures and beautiful sandy landscapes, and embark on your own journey. It all begins with one step.
Okay, so Journey, that game, it looked different, not a usual game, not the action-packed. I actually thought it was a little boring, but I guess some people like those kind of games. I know some of these games aren't that interesting, it might be boring, so I try to put the times of what games come up in the video, so if you missed it at the start, go to the description and just find out what time your game that you're looking for is coming up in the video. So next, we have Captain America Super Soldier. I think this is based on the movie. So enjoy.
USA by Uncle Sam himself, Captain America represents everything we want in a hero.
Where is Fallsworth?
He'd say he's in hell. Let me send you to him.
He's a super soldier, fighting to protect the country he loves from evildoers, ne'er-do-wells, and those who would make fun of his adorable outfit, cute tights. While we tick down the final days until the blockbuster movie this summer, we got the lowdown on the game from writers Christos Gage and game director Brandon Gill. How closely tied to the movie is the game?
It's actually very loosely tied. We started from scratch on this one. In fact, quite a while ago, we sat down with a team of only 3 people. It was myself in design, and a programmer and an animator, and we worked on our fight system first, even before we started adding the Captain America aspect to it.
Because they're set in the same universe, I did get to read the script, which I can't. I signed a thing. I can't tell you anything. The black helicopters swoop in if I do and take me away. But no, that was very exciting, and also got to see some concept designs of what they were planning with the movie.
One parallel we could spot is Chris Evans. The actor who portrays our hero in the film also voices Cap in the game.
Captain America to base. Come in. Over.
When we first get into the game, the Allied forces are coming under some serious fire. And when the going gets tough, the brass sends in the big guns.
Cap is infiltrating this castle. It's in the mountains of Bavaria, and Hydra's come in and ousted the original owner and kind of set up shop in there. And Cap's going in to figure out what they're up to.
Once he gets in there, he finds out that there's more going on than he even realized, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Along the way, Captain America will encounter hordes of Hydra underlings, as well as some major players from the original comic series, including Iron Cross, with his super armor and awesome one-liners. Arnim Zola, genius geneticist.
You thought me dead? I am beyond life and death.
The sultry Madam Hydra, guns ablazing. And of course, the evil Red Skull, mastermind of it all.
All the world will meet its true masters.
To combat them, you'll use a combination of parkour-like moves and decisive attacks with the nearly indestructible shield.
Well, the shield is a big part of it. He uses it for pretty much everything: offense, defense, even interacting with the environment as well. Other tools that he uses, well, mostly it's his mind. The more he learns about his enemy, the better he gets at fighting them. And in fact, you also find yourself deciphering codes on modified Enigma machines from the World War II setting.
When fighting, use the shield to deflect ranged attacks and send them back at your attackers. Smash it into a group of enemies to throw them back. And our personal favorite, lock onto multiple targets and send your shield flying, boomerang style, taking them all out in one fell swoop. But the shield is really just one of the major gameplay mechanics.
It's split across a bunch of different design pillars that we stood by. The major one is combat, and it's a brawling style of combat. It's grounded. There's no juggling or anything like that. You don't zip way across the environment while you're fighting. It's about standing, controlling the space, and balancing your offense with your defense. Other than that, we also have platforming in it as well. I mean, it wouldn't be Captain America without some gymnastics. And then as well, just the environment itself plays out as a game pillar as well. We've got a lot of exploration. It's one big open environment that you can kind of explore.
Cap uses his high-flying skills to move about the world, and don't worry if you get stuck. Turn on tactical vision to see the best path to take. These visual cues are also a great way of finding objects in the game, such as schematics, which will help you discover weak spots in your opponent's defenses, and intel documents that unlock new skills for Captain America. Another key element is timing. This is not a button masher's game. Cap's moves are contextual, based on where the enemies are around him and what they're doing. If you see an enemy coming, time your move for a counterattack. Use a combo to execute a critical strike. And our personal favorite, weaponize your opponents. The captain may not have a gun, but he'll dupe his rivals into using theirs if he gets the chance. While you play Captain America, you can't help but get a little patriotic every time you see a flash of that shield.
He really represents the American dream. He doesn't represent a particular administration.
I think the game speaks for itself.
Captain America Super Soldier is not your typical movie spin-off. With its powerful action, strategic combat, and a story that's distinctly different from the film, this game sure gets our A-OK USA.
That game actually looks pretty cool. I like the way it looked and everything. I like the fact that it's not a button masher like what's it called? That Wolverine game I played, button masher. I didn't really like it anyway, but it was a button masher. Not like any of the other games that you see. You got the timing. I like that. It kind of reminds me of Wolfenstein a little bit. I don't know why, just the look of it. Maybe think of Wolfenstein. So next we have the best part for me. Ted Price and Insomniac Games behind the scenes of their games. Right now they're making Ratchet and Clank All for One, and they're making Resistance 3, which is a game I'm definitely getting. So let's get into this. This is my first time watching it, so I'm excited. Enjoy.
It's another sleepless year for Insomniac Games, as its two massive sequels, Ratchet and Clank All for One and Resistance 3, prepare to drop within mere months of each other.
And now for something truly awesome.
And all the buzz surrounding them has even us fans losing sleep. To get the inside scoop, we met with Chief Insomniac and all-around gaming industry good guy, Ted Price, who let us tour Insomniac's Burbank, California digs right as Resistance 3 receives its finishing touches. Back when Insomniac was founded in 1994, did you have any idea of the kind of future you would have as a game company?
Nope, none. And well, first of all, I knew nothing about making games. We just knew that we wanted to make games. And we kept on trying and pushing really hard and failing, and we had a roller coaster ride for the first few years. In fact, all the way I think through Spyro 2, we were constantly up and down wondering if we're going to be in business the next year. And then finally, there was a point where things started to click.
You were really known for family-friendly games like Spyro and Ratchet and Clank. What made you decide to kind of pivot and do a first-person shooter, sci-fi shooter like Resistance?
Well, I think what a lot of people forget is that our first game was a first-person shooter, and it was a dark first-person shooter. It was called Disruptor for the PlayStation 1. It was, in some sense, kind of cheesy. We did these FMVs that were horribly cheesy and, in retrospect, really funny.
School's over, and now the real lessons begin.
But with Resistance, we're going back to our roots, and it was really a reward for a lot of us who are first-person shooter fans to have the chance to do a dark and very gritty first-person shooter.
Do you think there's a big crossover between fans of Resistance and fans of Ratchet and Clank?
I think there's some crossover, especially since Ratchet has been around for so long.
They grew up with it.
They did grow up with it, and they graduated to Resistance, so we have a lot of longtime fans.
What would you say makes your games really unique?
I would probably say it's the weapons. We're known for crazy, outlandish weapons that you just don't see in other games, and that holds true for both Ratchet and Resistance, which are at the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to content.
How would you describe the creative process here?
It's a totally collaborative process from beginning to end. We thrive on the idea that anybody at any level of the company can come up with an idea for a game, a feature in a game, story, character, and basically get it in.
Earlier today, we saw a tour of people walking around, and we've also noticed that your recruitment videos are hilarious. Who came up with those?
That's our HR group. Chris Stathis, who is part of our HR group, has been here for a long time.
Prepare yourself for the meal of the century.
Super creative guy, very, very funny guy. He actually does stand-up comedy on the weekends.
Call me today.
As Chris promises in the videos, there's no shortage of perks for hard-working Insomniacs.
What's great about this particular office in Burbank is that we're surrounded by a lot of really cool stuff. Right downstairs, we've got a mini golf course. We've got the gym that people here work out at. Got a basketball court. So it's structured around providing entertainment for people.
Copious amounts of coffee, of course, weren't the only thing we wanted to find brewing when we wandered around the studio. What's Insomniac working on in the near future?
Well, we're about to release Resistance 3 and Ratchet and Clank All for One. And those are two huge titles that we've been working on for almost 3 years now. So we're really excited about the leaps that both have taken over the predecessors. Resistance 3, in my opinion, is the best looking game we've ever done. Ratchet All for One is also just beautiful and offers the 4-player online co-op, which is unique for Ratchet, and something that we know fans have been asking for quite a while. What's great is that you get to play 4 key figures in the Ratchet universe. You get Ratchet, Clank, Qore, my favorite, and Nefarious.
We've heard the term selfish collaboration thrown around a little bit with Ratchet and Clank. What does that mean exactly?
Well, in Ratchet and Clank, you're all working towards an ultimate objective, but along the way, there's a lot of competition in between players.
This one's mine.
So you get to fight for the most bolts, get more bolts than your buddies, you get better weapons. You get to grief each other, so throw each other off the cliffs. And we've had a lot of focus tests here where we've watched kids come in and all they want to do is just throw each other off the cliff. It's awesome.
Getting back to Resistance 3 a little bit, it's such a huge series for the PS3. How do you keep the momentum going after so many years?
Well, with Resistance 3, we got a lot of fan feedback before we began it, and we saw how people felt about Resistance 1 and Resistance 2, and there were some things that people loved and some things that people wanted us to address. And so we did with Resistance 3.
What is Insomniac bringing to Resistance 3 that's different?
One big difference that people will see is that our multiplayer matches are smaller. We found that with smaller matches, there are a lot more personal grudges that tend to arise. And I don't know about you, but I like to be able to find the person that just headshot me, right? I want to go find that person, track him down, and take him out to get my revenge. And it's hard to do that when you have a lot of players in a level. Plus, we've added new berserks, we've added a lot of new abilities that you can earn that, again, add this layer of strategy that I think brings something very fresh to the table in terms of the genre.
Any plans of integrating move support into this title?
Yes, actually we have integrated move support into Resistance. We're supporting the sharpshooter, which is the new peripheral that has the move controller in it, and we also have 3D.
With neither game out till later this fall, that's all we could shake out of Ted this trip, which left us time for a little TED Talk. Our humble host is more than just a hotshot indie developer. Ted is vice chair of the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. Think Oscars for games. And he's also one of the most outspoken opponents of anti-video game laws. If gamers want to get involved, help fight the good fight, what can they do?
The best thing gamers can do is join the Video Game Voters Network. It's an organization that keeps gamers apprised of what's going on both at the national and the state level, and it's a great way for gamers to actually write their congressmen and tell them that they are unhappy with these unconstitutional laws.
For someone looking to get into the gaming industry, what kind of advice would you give them?
The best advice I can offer is figure out what you love to do. If you're into design, if you're passionate about art, if you're a great programmer, pursue those as far as you can in terms of your schooling. And then start looking for jobs in the industry. And if you can't get a programmer job or an artist job, join a QA team. One of the best educations in the world can be had if you are a part of a quality assurance team.
How do you even start a game company? If you're not already within the industry, well, how do you do it?
I think today is very different. Today you read books, you look on the web. Back then, 17 years ago, there weren't any rules, and I think that made it easier for us because we weren't second-guessing ourselves constantly. It was just, hey, we're doing what we think is right. Nobody's said that you have to do it some other way. Let's do it. So today, there probably aren't any rules either. I don't know. I mean, everybody does it their own way. There's so many options for people in terms of how you make games and what you're going to make. I think it's still the Wild West.
Resistance 3, Ratchet Clank, All for One. I think they're going to be the best games of PS3 this year. I kind of think that Resistance is better than Uncharted. People might think I'm wrong, but I'm more of a Resistance guy than an Uncharted guy. Okay, what do we have next on this Qore thing? No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise. Okay. Get ready and enjoy.
Games are weird, right? You've got power-ups, billions of points, and so many other nonsensical moments. Sometimes you just have to relish the strangeness and see how far a game can take it. No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise winks at countless gaming cliches to serious, stiff dialogue.
You're a junkie for blood, old man.
But the pitch-perfect tone makes the whole game feel fresh. Looking for a fun and totally bizarre game? Here's your hero. This Ultimate Edition of No More Heroes casts you in the action as Travis Touchdown, the selfish, swaggering assassin on his quest to be the best killer alive.
It's game time.
How do you know who's tops? A mysterious ranking organization keeps score, naturally, pitting you against the next best assassin in your rise to number 1.
I don't care about titles or power. I just want to be number 1.
The crazy boss characters motivate your progress. We couldn't wait to see what insane caricature came next. Each boss's story gets paired with an environment, so you'll drop into all kinds of situations, like fighting a diva actor at his movie set, a magician on stage, and more.
Are you the 3rd ranked assassin, Granny?
What'd you say?
Each boss is more eccentric than the last. Have the popcorn ready and put down the controller for the lengthy, awesomely D-grade cutscenes.
I never fought your father.
Liar! You killed him! Sliced him in two!
You can play with a standard DualShock, but we'd rather wield a move like the game's glowing katana. You'll hit a button for basic attacks, but follow on-screen prompts for finishing moves, swiping the controller like a deadly blade, or grappling through a wrestling move. The simple, streamlined controls still give enough depth to be interesting. For example, quick flicks roll you away from trouble, adding a layer to defense. In between fights with bosses and neighborhood street toughs, you'll pick up odd jobs around town as mini-games. These moments also take advantage of the move, asking you to direct ships at sea, entice diners to a burger joint, break apart coconuts, and more. You can spend money earned from those tasks to unlock other mini-games, like hitting the gym to improve your abilities, or just buy new swords, clothes, and other items. Looking good. You'll find a lot to do beyond the brawls, cruising through the open city. The PS3 exclusive No More Heroes Heroes Paradise Edition adds more depth to the original game.
Gene!
Many of the mini-games appear for the first time. You get 5 all-new boss fights, and frustrating moments in the original release have been fixed, like you can now retry failed missions. Even if you knew of the original, these refinements make it worth another look, while newbies get a more polished introduction to Travis's world.
Hey, when I hit number 1, you better be looking your best. What the hell was that?
No More Heroes Heroes Paradise feels strange, but its awkwardness only raises the charm. The whole game oozes a chaotic, pulpy style, from the gratuitous, unrealistic violence to self-referential nods. Just charge up your katana and embrace the insanity.
When I first started watching this video, I kind of was like, ugh, I don't like this game, I'm not really into it. And when I started really watching it, it looked pretty cool, the whole open world, going to the gym, just interacting inside the world and doing different stuff. It looks kind of cool. I might check out this game. It kind of reminds me of, I forgot the name of the game, what is it called? Maybe I'll remember it later. It's Forever. Duke Nukem Forever, yeah, remind me of that a little bit. Okay, so, what's next? We got some Blu-ray Spotlight Superheroes.
Hey guys, Audrey here with another Blu-ray Spotlight. Attention geeks, July is our month. Comic-Con is here, and to celebrate the original spirit the con was conceived in some 42 years ago, we're highlighting the best of the best superheroes on Blu-ray. Here are our picks. It's the blockbuster movie that made superheroes fun again. Iron Man stars Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark.
Yeah, peace. I love peace.
Explore the interactive Hall of Armor, where you can find out the details of every iteration of Iron Man's suit, as well as the one Ironmonger wears. For fans of the original Marvel series, there's a gold mine of material about Iron Man's origins, and a feature on how the famous Demon in a Bottle plotline came about. Who watches The Watchmen? We we do. Based on the comic that changed comics forever, Watchmen Director's Cut includes almost a half hour of extra footage. Turn on maximum movie mode for exclusive walk-ons with director Zack Snyder, comparisons between movie scenes and stills from the comic book, a timeline of the Watchmen world versus the real world, and special focus points that go behind the scenes, all of which played during the film. The first X-Men movie introduced us to the mutants who would save humanity from the evil Magneto. Spread over 2 discs, this is the closest we'll ever get to the X-Mansion. Enhanced viewing on disc 1 includes 6 deleted scenes and 17 different spots throughout the film where you can jump to exclusive behind-the-scenes footage. On disc 2, you'll find a less mutton-chopped Hugh Jackman reading with director Bryan Singer before Jackman got the part of Wolverine. Now for a movie that needs no introduction. The Dark Knight has elevated the superhero genre with its mind-blowing special effects and incredible haunting performances. On disc 1, turn on the focus points to access features on the Bat Pod, the destruction of the Batmobile, and iconic movie scenes like Batman jumping off a skyscraper in Hong Kong, among others, while the movie plays. Our favorite feature has to be Batman Tech. It's an in-depth look at all of his gadgets, starting from the most basic ones in the 1939 comic books. You can also watch full episodes of Gotham Tonight, Gotham City's premier nightly news show, and view stunning production stills from the film. Rest in peace, Heath. He's the lone survivor of the planet Krypton, but by day, he masks his secret identity as a dorky reporter. The Superman Blu-ray update is excellent, especially once Christopher Reeve flies onto the screen. Once you're done watching the movie, cruise over to the extras for Making Superman, Filming the Legend, hosted by Mark McClure, aka Jimmy Olsen. Get nostalgic with the flick's original theatrical trailer, and Reeves screen tests with actress Holly Palance as Lois Lane. Superman vs. Batman? We think they both win this month. Celebrate Comic-Con month and geek out with these superhero Blu-rays. Cape up.
Okay, so that was our last video in this Qore. Next we have a sample of Sony's official magazine. And I think it's just some pictures. So we're gonna click on it and got some sample pages. The back on the front of the magazine looks pretty cool. Okay, let's press play. Yeah, we just got some images. That's forgot his name. These are like from anime or something like that, I guess. Anime games. Dead Island. That game reminds me of Dead Nation or something like that. Not Dead Nation. I forgot the name of that game too. What am I talking about? It's an Xbox game. Or whatever. It reminds me of a different game. So let's go to the download center next to see what kind of free stuff that this thing gave me. A Journey theme, the game that I don't even like. Okay, what's next? A lava lamp theme. That looks pretty cool. I guess I'll download it. Let's go to download items. I only have one set in my account. This is why I don't have the Killzone map packs yet. Confirm purchase, download, shouldn't take that long, should take like 2 seconds. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay, now we're done. So now I'm gonna open up the menu and head over to the theme section so that I can show you guys how the theme looks, and that'll be the end of the video. Let's go over, find the theme section. Up more. I have a lot of themes on my list. I kind of like download themes that have cool titles, but I don't think I've ever used all of the themes. Themes, yes. Please wait. Hoping this lava lamp theme looks kind of like colorful. Maybe I don't think I'll like it that much, but I think it'll be okay. I'm kind of not expecting that great of a theme, but let's see. What did I say? Color cycle? I spelled color wrong. Okay. Looks kind of pinkish in the background. Oh no, but it's a dark theme background, it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty dark. Oh, there we go. There's some color. I guess the background is a lava lamp. I'm not gonna say a picture of a lava lamp. That's cool. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching Lynx TV. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and bump my video on Machinimba's Facebook app.